So, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
We said Belgium Kim. A lot of going on in the news today. History going on today.
By the Brad Show.
So there's a lot of good history going on here today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The orange guy in the White House, we may be calling him Orange Crush soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo!
Yo, Yonathan was very happy.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Man.
Yonathan was very, very happy.
We need this to happen, man.
So, Belgium Kim, we don't have the footage yet. Hopefully, we'll show it a little later.
Yep.
She went down, right down the street is the federal courthouse for the Southern District of New York. It's across the park. It's across City Hall Park here.
Correct.
So, was it a 5-minute walk?
Yeah, like 5-6 minutes.
5-6 minute walk down. And who was there? None other than Michael Cohen, the attorney for Donald Trump.
Right.
Wow.
And tell us what you saw. Because Kim covered it all. We have some footage, which we'll show in a little bit. We don't have it ready yet.
Yeah.
It's loading into what's called Our Machine.
Our Machine, the very technical name of Our Machine.
Yeah, I don't want to get too technical. About it, but it's loading into something we call Our Machine.
Our Machine.
So tell us, what did you see? What happened down there?
So we got word earlier on. It sounds like we have very inside sources from Twitter. We got word early on today that he was going to take a guilty plea, that he had worked out a plea with the prosecution and knew that there was going to be some sort of press conference, and he had a hearing set for 4 p.m. So we headed down to the courthouse. About 20 minutes earlier, he had surrendered to the FBI. They were at 26 Federal Plaza for most of the day, and then they moved to the district court. We didn't know if he was going to kind of slip out the back, so we had a bunch of people kind of standing. We had Patrice standing at the front. I was standing on the corner to make sure we manned all of the exits, that he wasn't going to like pull the wool over our eyes. And so yeah, he came out, lots of chanting of "lock him up" and "you ruined our lives" and "you ruined democracy." Wow. Totally just outraged.
Well, I will say, I don't know if Michael Cohen ruined anybody's life per se.
Right.
But the guy he works for has ruined the entire world.
Absolutely.
Yes. Right.
Absolutely.
Now Michael Cohen, he pled guilty.
He did.
Okay. He is looking at about 4 years in jail, and what he pled guilty to.
That's it?
He's looking at about 4 years in jail.
Right.
He was able to keep his money.
Yes.
So his assets are not being taken, like in the Madoff, if you remember Madoff, the federal government came in and took everything.
Right.
His assets he gets to keep. His family gets to keep his money. So he's worth, I don't know, $10, $20 million, because he has a whole bunch of taxi medallions in addition to whatever businesses he did.
Right.
So basically the whole tax fraud scheme, that was all not prosecuted.
Right.
And what he pled guilty to was trying to fix an election at the behest of a federal candidate.
Right, and that was the whole thing.
Right, and by fixing the election was basically paying off somebody to keep quiet that may have had an impact on people's votes.
Right.
So that's what they mean by fixing, and really what it comes down. And he said it was done at the request and in coordination with the candidate. So what does all that mean? Basically, he went into court and he said, Donald Trump coordinated with me, and Donald Trump told me to go pay Stormy Daniels $130,000 to keep her mouth shut, because it was right before the election, and he felt that if that information came out, then that would skew the election perhaps to the other candidate.
Exactly.
And that is an illegal campaign contribution. It is illegal to try to sway election, keep people quiet. Everything should be out in the public. And he is looking at approximately 4 years. He violated campaign laws at the discretion of the candidate. He acted for the purpose of influencing the election. He was directed by this unnamed candidate, but we all know who it is. How do we know this? Well, he was the deputy finance director for the Republican National Committee. The number 2 finance guy for the entire Republican National Committee, Michael Cohen.
Yep.
And he's now paying off Stormy Daniels on behalf of who is the Republican candidate? Donald Trump.
Right.
Who did he work for 20 years? Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Who told him what to do? Donald Trump.
The White House has just responded to the Cohen. Rudy Giuliani.
All right. What? Oh, yeah. So what did
Rudy Giuliani said, there is no allegation of any wrongdoing against the president in the government's charges against Mr. Cohen. It is clear that, as the prosecutor noted, Mr. Cohen's actions reflect a pattern of lies and dishonesty over a period of time.
Okay, fine. What Giuliani is saying is technically correct. The government did not charge Donald Trump.
Yeah.
They charged Michael Cohen.
Right.
Michael Cohen went into court, and as part of his allocution, we have some B-roll here, and as I'm talking, we'll show this is Belgium Kim, okay, down there, so we'll show what's going on, but as I'm talking, Michael Cohen went into court, and under penalties of perjury, in his allocution for his guilty plea, said, I paid Stormy Daniels, I worked for the Republican National Committee.
Yep.
I worked on behalf of the President of the United States of America, and he told me to do it.
Right.
Eventually, there may very well be a charge against Donald Trump. It hasn't happened yet. So what Giuliani says in there we see Michael Cohen walking out of court, Belgium Kim down there with her press pass.
Patrice standing
there as well. Yep. People shouting, lock him up, when he's going to be locked up.
Absolutely.
But what Giuliani says is technically correct. He hasn't been charged yet.
Yeah.
But you know what? Trump's private attorney, the number 2 guy at the Republican National Committee, went into court, is going to jail for 4 years, and said, Donald Trump told me to go pay Stormy Daniels $130,000 in order to keep that information quiet. And by the way, that is a campaign election criminal violation. And you know how serious of a violation it is? I don't care what Fox News says. Let me tell you how serious a violation it is. He's going to jail for 4 years.
Yep.
You don't go to jail for 4 years when it's not serious.
Right.
With a plea agreement.
With a plea agreement.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Okay, with a plea agreement. That is a very serious crime that this man Cohen did, that he pled guilty to, and that he said he did it at the direction of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He, as part of his plea agreement, he did not agree to cooperate. He is not a cooperating government witness.
Right.
However, he will not be sentenced until December.
Right.
Now, what happens before December?
November.
There's a midterm election. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of cooperation between Cohen and Mueller, especially after it'll all come out after the midterm elections. The sentencing will be in December. And if I were Cohen, I would be cooperating, because as part of sentencing guidelines, did Cohen assist prosecution in prosecuting not only this crime, but in other crimes as well?
Right.
It goes into all of the sentencing guidelines.
Right.
And the judge can go up or down on sentencing depending on how cooperative Mr. Cohen is. So it is not a surprise to me, since Mueller most likely will not be coming out with anything till after the election, because he doesn't want to sway the election.
Wow.
So whatever Mueller is going to do, in my opinion, I don't know for sure. I don't know the guy. I don't know anything about it. I'm just suppositioning.
Predicting.
Right.
Suppositioning.
Supposition.
Or supposing.
Right. I was just about to say, I'm not trying to be an ass.
or supposing. Although you have a green light too, because I was before to you, right? All day today, right? So you certainly have a green light to do it.
Don't say things like that. We'll take that privilege.
So it'll all probably come out sometime after.
So, do you think that Mueller is going to end up, because if Mueller finds something in his report that he sits on until after the election, couldn't he then get told you influenced this election by not saying anything at all?
No. I don't think.
If he's sitting on damaging information for the Republicans?
Well, I think the Democrats could say that, but I think he's going to wait till after.
God,
I think, you know, the information is coming out right now. Now, what Giuliani said with Cohen is correct, but Trump has not been charged with anything.
And he's not explicitly named. It just says that Cohen helped at the directive of a federal candidate.
Correct.
So I'm assuming that right now the Trump White House is literally looking for any other federal candidate that Michael Cohen has ever had any contact with.
No, we know.
But we know it's him.
We know
right.
it's Trump. We know it's Trump.
Jeez.
So, Yo-Yo, while you were pumping iron,
here's everything that happened.
you missed everything.
I missed everything.
Oh, here. So Cohen says he violated. I have this now. Okay.
Right.
I wish I saw this before.
The screenshot I sent you. I also had it up.
Oh, okay. Cohen says he violated campaign law at the direction of the candidate.
Yeah.
Cohen says he acted for the purpose of influencing the election. Cohen violated campaign law at the direction of an unnamed candidate.
Yeah.
That is what he pled guilty to.